video is sponsored by Cricut. Cricut is a smart cutting machine that allows you to create personalized projects with hundreds of materials. It works with software called Design Space that comes free with your machine. This is where you can create your project and browse from hundreds of images and fonts. Once you've created your design, Design Space will send it to your machine to cut. And these are today's projects.
Now you guys know that I have the Explorer Air 2 and I recently got the Maker 3, but now we are welcoming the Joy. Oh, it's so cute. Now this thing is little but packs a punch. Now the first projects we are going to do are bookmarks. And here are the supplies that you will need. And we can't forget the Easy Press Mini. It's so cute. Now let's get started. Now let's start with the Cricut Design Space. Now normally in my videos I go through this a little quick, but I wanted to dive in and show you guys. So I am walking you guys through the process from beginning to end. First I am selecting the Joy. You want to make sure you have the correct machine that you are going to be using. If you don't decide it in the beginning right there where I did, don't worry, it'll ask you later in the project. So I am looking for a nice, simple, easy bookmark. I've already created those two off camera, and I want to show you how I created those. Now the kids are at school, so I wanted to dive in and get used to the Joy before I have Lizzie work on it. She's so excited. So I was like, I need to learn how to do this before I try to call myself helping Lizzie. So what I did was I created the first layer, because I'm doing a two-part, like a two-layer bookmark. So I'm just showing you here that I chose the bookmark, and now I am choosing a square that I'm going to turn into a rectangle because I want that to be behind, kind of like a two-tone type of situation. Now with Design Space, there are a lot of free templates. You don't have to use the template like I did. You can create a template like how I created that rectangle right there. That could be a bookmark and you're on your way to go. But I want it to be two-toned. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of free templates that you can use. You can also purchase as you go because they do have some for sale, or you can sign up and be subscribed to their membership in Design Space. And I am subscribed, so I get a lot of different templates to choose from. Now I wanted to choose the Holding It Down. You know, anything that I could create with the Cricut, Holding It Down is going to be on something. And I wanted to make sure it fits within the frame of the rectangle because you want to be able to put that font on there without it hanging off. And then you can choose from the different fonts that you like. I wanted to go with just a simple, like typewriter type of situation, kind of like the one how I did with Eddie's, the I Have Big Dreams one. That's the font that I used, and it's just as simple as that. I knew what size I went with, so I chose the size up top. Oh, we moving too fast. Now you saw how I was able to highlight all of that, and I'm able to move the entire template is because I grouped it. Now I changed the color. I'm not a bright pink type of person because the bookmark's going to be for me. I'm feeling. So I chose like a blue, and it's pretty dark. You'll see it. And I just wanted to show you guys how you can change your color. So I'm not going with this color that I'm doing right now, but I just wanted to show you guys how to change it. And if you make a mistake, just hit the little arrow up in the top left-hand corner and it'll take you back to your previous choice. So I made 4 different bookmarks, and now we are ready to start the best part. Now you see they have multiple choices here where you can choose without a mat, on mat, on card mat, or multiple ways. I'm going to try the I'm going to use the multiple ways because I am using some smart material and I'm just using your basic material. The smart material is when you don't have to use a mat, and that's what my first material is. It's going to be their smart iron-on, no mat needed. Now, when you are doing iron-on, you want to make sure that you have your font backwards because you are cutting it upside down, basically, and then you're going to flip it over, and then you are going to heat press it on. So you want to make sure you choose your correct material, how it says put the shiny side down, and then you just stick it in there and go. Look at that, look at that. Look at the little guy right there. Amazing. So just sit back and watch it do its thing. Now it is all complete, and as you notice, the Cricut Joy does not have any buttons on it, so everything is controlled via your electronic device. As you can see, no buttons, but you need to get your material off the machine. It's going to ask you to unload or prompt you to unload. You click it on your phone, your tablet, your computer, and then it will unload it for you. Now I'm showing you the Smart Iron-On that I used. My silly behind used the Smart Iron-On for my machine, which is perfectly fine, but we have the Joy one. The difference is the size. As I laid it here, you can see it's perfectly sized so it can go into the machine. I ended up using my material and cutting it, which is perfectly fine. It's not messing up the machine. The material is the same, it's just a different size. So if you have the Cricut Joy one, use that. Or if you just have an abundance of Smart Iron-On in your arsenal, go with that. Now I'm just going to show you guys how I am now using the mat for the rest of the material. This that you see right here is not iron-on. It is a lightweight cardstock that I use. So it's basically like thick paper, and I needed to use my mat. So I am doing just that. So I hope you guys sit back and just watch me cut everything, and then I'll come right back to you guys. I decided to use a different material and color for Lizzie's font because she absolutely loves pink. Now, since it's an iron-on, you do it upside down. So now we are all done with cutting everything out, and now it is time to put everything together. Now, as you can see, this is the Smart cardstock. It's actually a sticky Smart cardstock, so I really didn't need to use the mat, but since I had cut it so small, I needed to put the mat on so it can fit in the Joy. But I love how it is sticky. Look at that. So I took it from a thin type of situation of a bookmark and made it nice and thick and durable for the kids. I really love this with the stars on the bottom. This one is Lizzie's because she loved pink with a little purple sensation added to it. She's so girly. And my kids love to read, especially Lizzie. I tell them there's no cartoons and there's no playing before school. Read. Before bedtime, there's no playing, there's no TV. Read. So at the beginning of their day and the end of their day, they have to end it with reading. When I was little, I didn't like to read. And I said, I want my kids to love to read. And they're really loving it. They're really loving it. You guys are so shocked at how well Eddie can read at his age. It's because I feed reading into them. As you can see here, I have weeded out all of the letters and the unneeded and unwanted material so that I can do the iron-on. You want to peel back everything and just leave those letters, or if you had a picture or a shape, basically you want to leave what you want to use and remove everything that you are not using. So that's for Eddie, the first one was for Lizzie, and so I also put their names on it. They love their names on anything. So we're doing Lizzie's first. We are going to apply this, and then we are going to do a little roly roll so that we want the stickiness to stick, because we are going to apply heat. Now, most people, myself included, I thought that you can only use iron-on like fabric material. No, you can do iron-on paper, even the sticky cardstock. At first I was worried because like the heat with the stickiness under the cardstock, what is that gonna do to the adhesive? Y'all, it did nothing bad. Incredible. Now this one right here is not iron-on. This is a vinyl. So I just wanted to do something different with this one to show you guys the other material that you can use on your cardstock. So this one is not going to need heat. You just roll it on and pull it back. It did all the stickiness by itself. The iron-ons they become activated with heat. This only becomes activated with a little pressure, a little roly roll, and there you go. Now we're gonna use our mini easy press, or should I say our easy press mini? Get it? This only has one button. So you wanna press it, it's gonna be like an orangey yellow color, and then once it is heated up, it will turn green. Now I just showed you that card because I'm not gonna need heat on that one. So as you can see, it turned green. I know it looked a little blue teal on camera, but it's not, it's green. So I laid a little parchment paper on the top, and then I'm going to apply the heat. Now with the Easy Press Mini, you don't just hold it down. You gotta roll it back like you iron your church clothes. That's what you gotta do. You apply the parchment, do a little roly roll back and forth, add that heat, and lay it down to cool. Do not pull it back while it is still warm. Y'all gonna see this. Beautiful. Now to turn off the machine, just press the button, hold it down a few seconds, and it turns off. Now we have waited for each card to cool, and we are pulling it back, and it stuck so well. I'm rubbing it. You see how I'm just rubbing it like I'm in shock. I'm like, oh my God, that is amazing. So I'm just gonna show you guys me removing all of the other ones. See, I had to play with the Joy. The kids were at school. I don't know if I told y'all. The kids were at school and I had to play with the Joy so I could learn how to use it before I get Lizzie involved, you know, because I know y'all probably looking like, ooh, she at home in her secret little lair playing with that Joy. Yes, I had to. I got to teach my daughter. So I need to know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And what better way than to not only use it, but to give them a gift, you know? So now I have my Sharpie and I'm putting a little dot on the top. You're like, girl, what are you doing? And that is because I want to make an even hole punch. I actually played with another card yesterday, like the day before this video was made, and the hole wasn't even in the middle. So I was like, I need to make a dot. And y'all line up the dot like that. Boom. Now it is even. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. All done, and now we are going to need to use some string. I should have bought some thinner string. This is kind of thick, so it didn't like really lay down. It kind of had, I don't know, it was like some hard-headed string basically, but it worked wonderfully. But I want something a little smaller, or I may add a bead at the end to hold some weight down onto it, but it still served its purpose and it looks gorgeous. So I just put the string into each bookmark, and then I also wanted to test it out with a book. So I grabbed one of Lizzie's Babysitter Club's books and I applied her little bookmark in the middle. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm telling y'all, it was so easy. Beautiful. Now on to the next project. Now let's hop back into the design space and let's find a card. I wanted to just do something simple and get a template. You can choose and create your own card. And this is what they look like. Aren't they cute? It's the BFF cards. Now Lizzie is home from school. I feel ready to teach her what I need to teach you, y'all. Now, you can design whatever you want. You don't have to use a template, but just to do like the first card, I decided to use a template, something that did some cutting and something that also did some drawing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have not used the Cricut pen before, and oh my God, it's amazing. You guys are gonna see. You guys gonna see. So I had Lizzie feed into the card mat. As you can see in the other project that I did, the mat was longer and green. That's for like your vinyls and your iron-ons. This is for your card. It's kind of like a double layer. So I had her feed in the card so she can get used to it, you know. And you want to make sure you choose the right material. So as you can see here, I chose the insert card cardstock with the mat, and it is going to instruct you the rest of the way. As you can see here, for step number 2 off to the left-hand side, it is instructing me to load in the Cricut Joy pen. I was always wondering, when you make a project that requires pen and cutting, how do you know when to put in which material? Now I see it is telling you along the way. So first it wanted to draw the parts of the card that needed to be drawn. And it's like the BFF hands that create a heart. So that's what it did first. It drew it. Lizzie is enjoying it. Look how she's just looking at it like a cat looking out the window. She is amazed with the Cricut. And I'm amazed too. I just love to watch it move so fast. And then to see the machine draw. I don't have to draw it. Please, I'm all for it. And now it tells you to replace the pen with the blade. It didn't pull out the card, so you don't have to worry about realigning anything. It keeps it right in place. As you can see, the card is still in the machine. It just told me to apply the blade, and then it proceeded from there. It's amazing. I actually like using the pen and the blade, the two-step sensation. And I'm gonna keep doing some more of those. Cards, birthdays, anniversaries, teacher appreciation time. I say appreciation time, not day, because always appreciate your teacher. Y'all. And we could be making cards all the time. You don't even have to go find a card. Make one yourself. So now I'm having Lizzie pull back the card so she can see all the little parts pop out. That's another thing I like. It just pops out by itself. It's amazing. And she was so excited. She said, "Mom, I have more than one BFF. Okay, I need to make 3 of these cards." I said, "Oh Lord." So she made them in different colors, and that is so cute. And then you have your insert right there. Now the insert is held in with the 4 little slits. You can glue it if you want, but the slits, the little sensational triangles over there, holds the cards in perfectly. At first I was worried, like, isn't it gonna pop out? No, it held it in real good. So we made 2 more, which came up to a total of 3. And we're all done with the card. She was so excited. Look at her, giving it a thumbs up. And I showed her the bookmarks for the first time. So she couldn't wait to go grab Eddie's and hers and go show it to him.
I have big dreams. Faith and not by sight. Holding it down. For my friends, I made these. This for Luciana. And Peyton! Oh, you guess this one.
Who's the other girl that she's always talking about? She has curly hair.
She's brown like mommy.
Yep, she's brown like me.
I know it isn't. And her name starts with an E. Oh. Go.
You can't remember?
Emily!
There you go.
Emily.
I'm going to leave a link down below where you guys can get yourself a Cricut Joy. It is so easy. I'm telling y'all, the whole Cricut brand is not hard to use at all. It can be a little intimidating if you're not an artsy type of person, but once you get your hands on it, it's incredible. It's just endless. Your ideas will just flow. So get yourself a Cricut Joy or a Maker or an Air 2. Just get one.
Thank you for sponsoring our video, Cricut.